Hey there, folks. I'm Jay, and thank you for joining me for this next episode. Before we get into it, though, I decided to make a little PSA, and that's why we're sitting next to the birdcage at the moment. You see, I decided I would let Buddy and Thunderbird use my iPad when I'm gone at work to watch their favorite streaming services. You know, something to keep them from getting bored and, something maybe to entertain them and educate them a little bit. Well, this showed up in the mail today. Aside from being expensive, Buddy, you've got absolutely no taste in swag whatsoever. We're going to have to, well, you too, Thunder. Yeah, I heard that. We're going to have to seriously revisit internet privileges around here because of this. So, anyway, here we go. Buddy, I know that I have a big caboose, but I don't need to wear the fabric of space-time. What do you mean I can't return it? Alright folks, now that we've got that out of the way, I have a pretty fun project for us today, and one you can try at home if you have a half-decent action camera or even a cell phone camera. What you're about to see was shot on both an old GoPro, original GoPro Hero, and my iPhone 6S, so enjoy. What you are seeing is completely real. So-called weightlessness or zero-G, which is just a fancy term for not feeling any gravitational acceleration towards Earth, because of your reference frame with some falling object like my magic box here or even the International Space Station. Yes, I did say falling. Orbiting the Earth is, believe it or not, falling around it. Now, to be 100% honest, I did add in a little movie magic to make the effect just a bit more dramatic. However, what you are watching is not fake at all, and I'll demonstrate how I made the shots in a minute. I'm sure that all of us have wanted to experience weightlessness, and I can tell you from personal experience that it is a lot of fun. When I was still flying, there were a number of times when I was in an aerobatic maneuver or some weather-related turbulence that gave brief periods of weightlessness. Some roller coasters can give you a bumpy idea of what it feels like, but probably the most universal way that we have all experienced this at one time or other is while simply swinging on a swing set. At the top of each swing on both sides, you experience a fraction of a second of near weightlessness if you swing as high as you can. No joke. My setup here is very similar to swinging on a swing set, but with a bit more of a violent stop at the end. You certainly would not want to be inside this box. There is a bit of technique to how this box is lifted to a stop and then allowed to drop. The acceleration of gravity on Earth is 1g, which is 1 times the force of gravity, or roughly 32 feet per second, which is 32 feet per second squared. At low velocities, the effects of weightlessness, or zero-g, can be simulated for a fraction of a second. If you have the materials, then go and give this a try. I'm not going to give you a super detailed tutorial on how to make this because it is somewhat self-explanatory, but I will tell you that the trick to get this to work is to bring the box to the top fairly quickly, and then just as it slows to a near stop, stop it suddenly and push it down as the objects in the box appear to levitate. Jerk the setup to a stop just before it hits the ground to avoid excessive shock to both your box and your camera, and there you go. After a few tries, you'll get the objects to jump off of the floor of the box, then the box will come down at the same acceleration rate as the contents, and they will be, air quotes, weightless. Slowing the footage and inverting the camera will make the effect to appear to last longer. I shot at 60 frames per second with the GoPro and slowed the results down to whatever rates look good to me. The smoother shots were done on my iPhone at 240 frames per second. By the way, here's a good example of the difference between weight and mass. Weight is defined by the force that matter exerts as it is accelerated or pulled faster and faster towards an object by gravity. Mass is how much matter is in the object measured by a standard of acceleration, such as 1 times the force of Earth's gravity, or 1g. On Earth, I weigh about 120 kilograms. In space, I weigh, air quotes again folks, 0 pounds, but I'm still 120 kilos. So if I'm 120 kilograms, becoming weightless just means that 120 kilos are floating around relative to what I'm inside of. If I'm in orbit around the Earth, I'm basically a 120 kilo moon, changing the tides and altering the rotational speed of the planet. Buddy, who did you alter my script? I'm a moon now? Oh my goodness, folks. Well, folks, that's it for this one. I certainly hope you all enjoyed it. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell. It certainly does help me out considerably. As always, I'm Jay. Have fun, be safe, and I will see you next time. Hey there, folks. I'm Jay, and thank you for joining me for this next episode. Before we get into it, though, I decided to make a little PSA about those of y'all. Well, try that again. Hey there, folks. I'm Jay, and thank you for joining. Deep breath. Okay. Hey there, folks. I'm Jay, and thank you for joining me for this next episode. But before we get in. Hey there, folks. I'm Jay, and thank you for joining me.